Hey everybody, Neil Thompson from Teach the Geek here. I work with technical professionals so they can present more effectively, especially in front of non-technical audiences. And you can learn more about that at teachthegeek.com. Again, that's teachthegeek.com. And as always, remember to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel as every bit helps. I wrote a piece for Inc. magazine on what organizations who are hiring engineering or STEM interns into their companies for the summer, what they can do to really help them out. And I think developing mini speaker training programs for these technical interns can be really helpful. So, I mean, on this channel, I often talk about the importance or the benefits of organizations developing speaker training programs for their technical staff. But if you develop a smaller version of it, one that can be done during the summer, for the technical interns, I think that could be beneficial to those interns as well. And essentially, it would the program would be just a smaller version of what you would offer the staff. So you need to know what kind of information or what kind of things that these technical interns need to improve on, develop training that will address those needs, and then find a way to measure the return on investment. Asking questions like, was your presentation understandable, actionable, and relevant? But typically what happens during an intern for during an internship is the interns work in the various fields within the organization, and I think a great idea is to offer an opportunity for these interns to then present at the end of their internship on what they did, what they learned, especially if they develop something useful for the organization, and to invite execs within the organization to come to that meeting as well to hear from these interns. What it does is it exposes these interns to execs, so it builds up visibility with them. But then it makes these interns more deployable once they become employees. They're not just going to be those nerdy engineers or those nerdy scientists who join companies and don't know the importance of communicating with others, especially those outside their expertise. They'll know the importance of it because it was modeled for them and they did the work themselves while they were doing the internship. So by the time they become employees, they're better positioned to be better employees. In fact, you can even think of, well, maybe they're an engineer, but we don't have to put them in product development. Maybe they can do technical marketing. Maybe they can go into sales, and they won't require as much of a they won't have as much of a learning curve because they at least know the importance of communicating with others. And that's a skill that you can take no matter what department you are in within an organization. So I really do. I like the idea of this, and I detail all of this in that article that I wrote for Inc. magazine. I'll include a link to it with this episode of this. Well, I'll include a link to it below so you all can read it, and you can tell me what you think in the comments on this idea of developing speaker training programs for interns during their summer internships. So hopefully this has been all helpful. And please read the article. Let me know what you think. Again, my name is Neil Thompson. I'm the founder of Teach the Geek. I work with technical professionals so they can present more effectively, especially in front of non-technical audiences. And you can learn more about that at teachthegeek.com. Again, that's teachthegeek.com. And as always, remember to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel as every bit helps. Thanks. Have a great day.